Hello everybody, welcome back to Time Guide DBZ. I'm your host Vinny, and today we're doing a death battle reaction. We're going to be dealing with a battle of magic.
Bippity boppity boo, that's 20 grand.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this one. So the death battle is going to be between Zatanna, DC, and... Please let me say this correct. Not Tasha wrong. No, okay, never mind. I got it wrong. It's Scarlet Witch. It's gonna be Scarlet Witch Marvel. It's another DC versus Marvel episode. Yay! How many of these have they actually done? Anyway, this battle is definitely something that I kind of like. I didn't really suspect because I figured they would do Mad Magicians. I just figured we'd get a different magician in particular. I don't know. Have they done a Doctor Strange versus Dr. Fate death battle? I think they have done a death battle like that. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started into this, but before we do, I just want to talk about something. So I know lately I haven't been on time and on schedule with how the videos that I react to are releasing, and that comes down to the fact that I just haven't really been, as focused in producing content, but I also have been busy with managing my school life and all that, so it's been kind of hard to try and maintain good grades while at the same time give you guys content. So just be patient with me, and I will try to get you guys the content as fast and effective and hopefully as fun-filled as possible. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started into this. I have a feeling that this battle is going to be magical.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, yeah, sorry. We're going to get started in 3, 2, 1.
This episode is sponsored by The Northman and BetterHelp.
All right, cool beans. And thank God they hadn't a real long commercial this time, or they have somebody sponsor them. It's just like a short.
Scarlet Witch, Marvel's Crimson Queen of Chaos.
Zatanna, DC's magnificent mistress of magic.
There are those who wield the mystic arts like gods to reshape creation to their whims.
And there are those who just like to put on a hell of a show. Either way, don't mess with them if you know what's good for you. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
All right, okay. Curious to see how this goes.
Though we may drift day by day in a world seemingly concrete,
magic is hard to analyze. I can't really. I don't know.
Is in fact more delicate than we might dare to wonder. Imagine every single iota of it, every star, galaxy, universe, all within the grasp of a single mortal woman to control at her whim. Imagine the danger we're all in if you piss her off.
We don't have to, because her name is Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch.
Wanda Maximoff, that's her name. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks, I said Tasha Romanoff. It's that off part that upsets me.
Unable to control
I hate that how some people's names can sound so familiar.
Long before Wanda lost control and was branded a witch.
Until who would show up but the mutant master of magnetism himself, Magneto.
In the
Definitely
MCU,
giving off some big dad energy there.
So, to return Magneto's kindness, she and Pietro joined his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Great name there, Magneto. Solid branding.
And it wasn't long before she traded her supervillain creds for a membership with the Avengers, which might have been a bit too much for poor Wanda because she definitely drew the superpower short stick.
By waving her hands, Wanda could create small random events known as hexes, subtly altering the probability of any event happening.
That's a cool way of saying she could do like one magic-y thing per fight and then be totally useless. An energy blast here, some telekinesis there, a force field if she's feeling frisky. Not exactly the same oomph as, say, the God of Thunder or the Jolly Green Worldbreaker.
But something strange was happening. Over time, her hexes increased in breadth and power, as if there was more to Wanda's powers than met the eye. She learned to slow and stop time, drain and absorb energy, duplicate herself and others, teleport to different dimensions, and even strip others of their powers entirely.
It was almost as if there was more to Wanda than just being some random science experiment. Let's ask our resident expert on the deepest trenches of character history. Jocelyn, if you will.
In reality, Wanda's powers weren't entirely the result of the High Evolutionary, nor was she the mutant daughter of Magneto, as he's claimed. Her powers weren't just some simple hexes. She might as well have been a god. Until now, she had merely been dipping her toes into the vast ocean known as chaos magic. Though her powers may have seemed to be the byproduct of science, they were in reality the gift of the Lovecraftian elder god Cthon, who attempted to turn Wanda into his future vessel.
Or Cthulhu,
Reminds
whatever.
me of my summers by the sea with old Uncle Yogg-Sothoth.
In time, Wanda discovered she could alter the probability of anything she could think of, turning a mathematical impossibility into an absolute certainty, and vice versa. Wanda's powers kept growing and growing, turning her into a being strong enough to rival even the mightiest of gods. Like, literally, Wanda's chaos magic is counterpart to the Phoenix Force, the embodiment of cosmic order. You know, that fiery space chicken that can destroy the universe? Wanda fought it, and even briefly erased it from existence.
At her height, the Scarlet Witch achieved total control over energy, the weather, the elements, your mind,
no
your
wonder
body,
I was surprised
soul,
her powers
all
were
of
able
time,
to
all of matter,
stop
and
the
all
vision.
of
Because
reality.
wow, she is no
can
joke.
Wipe you from existence with a thought and rend the very fabric of the universe as though it were tissue paper.
She isn't even limited to chaos magic either. They might not have been what made her a god, but the High Evolutionary's experiments did make her more receptive to channeling magical energy. Oh, maybe that's why Mama Boomstick always warned me about redheads.
She's so receptive, in fact, that Wanda is the lone nexus being of the 616 reality, a focal point for the universe's magical energies, and one that belongs equally to all other timelines.
It's no wonder she was considered a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, shit, why wasn't she? She might as well be a walking, talking Infinity Gauntlet.
Well,
seriously,
she may have
she
the
might as
power
well
of a
be.
god, but she's still stuck with a human's body that can be overpowered by physically stronger foes. Though, she also survived being shot with a black matter bullet capable of, and I quote, world-shattering energy. So there's that.
She does technically need to be able to think of a spell in order to get it to happen, so she could theoretically be blitzed. But she's also blocked Thor's galaxy-crossing hammer, kept up with dudes like X-Man who can fight within plate time, and even amp her own speed beyond the
I'm surprised by
concept
that. I
of
didn't
speed
know. I've
herself.
heard so many people.
Despite being far and away the mightiest among Earth's mightiest heroes, Wanda resented the pressure of her incredible power. She actually wanted a quiet life as a wife and a mother.
But because no one in comics is allowed to have a happily ever after, that life was taken from her by literal Satan.
And even in
Last
manga,
time he
sometimes
knew
that's
this
not the
too,
case either.
Wanda snapped and she took the multiverse with her.
By tapping into an inconceivable and unknowable pool of energy known as the Life Force, Wanda rewrote all of reality, creating a new universe where life was just how she wanted it.
No matter whose lives she had to change, in this House of M, she had her family back, but at the cost of her sanity.
And it wasn't long before it all came crashing down around her. Once her family and friends discovered the lie of their new lives and turned against her, she uttered 3 fateful words and erased nearly all of mutant kind. No more mutants.
Wanda weaved her magic throughout all of existence, created cracks across reality which spread throughout the Omniverse, and threatened to annihilate all of creation, the entirety of Marvel's infinite cosmology, everything that ever was.
Shit got dark, and while Wanda has worked to keep her powers in check since then, that threat is always there. But honestly, that sounds more like a problem for anyone who's stupid enough to get in her way.
Both a blessing and a curse, a help and a hex. Such is the true power of the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that's dangerous. All right, we're back.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by the Northmen.
Okay. Apparently, they're now doing this in the middle of the battle. So, that was crazy, though. Like, she is immensely powerful. And, you know, I think that's the sucky thing about live-action movies is you can't really see the depths of people's abilities, especially fictional characters. Like, when people are portraying that, you have to live to what the actual, like, the physical, you are physically limited by actual people. So, you know, the actress who plays, you know, Maximoff in the friggin', you know, movies, she just, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a great actress, props to her, but there's just some things in this, like, I don't know. I mean, it's possible, it's just hexes and magic, so I don't really know to what extent, you know, I'd have to read a little bit more into the material and see, get a good idea. But that's why I let these guys break it down for me, because I'm not the biggest fan of, like, comic book. Like, I'm not going to go read through comic books. I do manga. You all can see in the back corner behind me. But, yeah, I will definitely read more of that. So, But are we gonna get back to things? Okay, we're finally back. All right, I'm
Come
sorry. Not to be
on,
picky.
come on to see the magnificent Zatanna Zatara. For never was there a greater professor of prestidigital performance.
AKA magic! Except
Zatanna
Zatanna spells
Zatanna.
aren't just smoke and mirrors, they're the real deal. So you're really getting your money's
Justice
worth.
League of
She
America,
learned everything
Justice
she
League
knew
Dark,
from
and
her
Sun
father,
Wars of Magic.
Giovanni Zatara, who put his powers to good use as one of DC's very first
Oh, wow, she's in the
superheroes.
Leonardo.
No
She's
joke,
the descendant of
he's the
Leonardo da
guy who
Vinci.
taught
That's cool.
Batman everything he knows about escape artistry. He debuted the same
Oh.
issue as Superman, and the young Zatanna was more than happy to serve as his assistant, learning everything he knew about the cutthroat world of entertainment. Oh, and cape shit too, but the former is way worse.
She inherited her father's incredible mystical
Wow.
abilities as well. Essentially, anything Zatanna thinks of, she can make real. And she focuses this absurdly powerful ability by speaking her desired effect backwards. Her father based this technique on the diaries of Leonardo da Vinci, who some theorize wrote backwards in order to hide his ideas from the repressive medieval Catholic Church.
Or
Da Vinci
because he
Code,
was
y'all.
left-handed.
Yeah, that's another theory, if you hate fun.
And Zatanna's apparently big-brained enough that she has no problem speaking backwards at the drop of a hat. Like when this one dude kept
We're close.
reversing time in the middle of her sentences, she started speaking in palindromes so that she'd still be speaking backwards no matter what. I mean, you know what they say, Wiz? Go hang a salami. I'm a lasagna hug.
With her magic, Zatanna has bent the laws of reality to her
What?
whim.
What?
She's transmuted matter on an atomic level, teleported across dimensions, commanded the elements,
I
turned
didn't get
invisible,
that.
removed powers, cast illusions, read and controlled minds, traveled through and stopped time, and can even wipe people from existence with a single word.
It might not seem obvious from that hokey magic castle getup, but Zatanna is one of the
Oh,
most
yeah, I
powerful
remember her
sorcerers in
from
DC.
Injustice.
Like
I
the
was
time
thinking
she
that's
battled the
what it-
Time Tailor Zor, an old enemy of the Spectre. You know, the angel of God's divine wrath.
In order to defeat an opponent of such unimaginable power, Zatanna focused her magical might into shattering the boundaries of reality. She reached out beyond the very comic panels themselves and pulled Zor's entire magical universe down around him. She literally handled all of reality like it was a sheet of paper and crumpled it in her hands.
That might seem completely incomprehensibly impossible to us, but it's all a matter of belief. Literally. As long as Zatanna believes she can do something with her magic, she'll do it.
As she puts it, her magic is essentially asserting one reality, then replacing it with another. This is similar to
Another.
other magical characters like Dr. Fate and Green Lantern, whose powers have been stated to work the
Right.
exact same way.
But it's not like any
So, like,
rando
will,
can do magic
so-
by wishing on a star. Zatanna is genetically predisposed to this kind of magical reality warping. Her mom was in actuality a homo magi, a subrace of humans that are naturally adept at magic.
So it's no wonder that Zatanna became an invaluable
Okay.
member of both the
Interesting.
Justice League of America.
So you got
and
Homo
Justice
sapien and
League
Homo
Dark.
magi.
The Shadow the Hedgehog version, basically.
Zatanna harnessed an entire
okay.
year's worth of
Good, good.
sunlight into a single energy blast, created ruptures across all of space and time throughout the DC multiverse, and has even claimed she's as powerful as Superman himself. Pre-Crisis Superman, in case you were wondering. Her only limit
Okay,
is
I
her
was gonna say, like,
imagination and will.
you
In
sure
fact,
about
her
that?
backward
Yeah,
speaking
it's
is
like-
mostly a stagecraft tradition.
This
that
man
can
is
boost her
literally
concentration.
like
In a pinch, she can cast
hold
a
the Book
spell
of
with a single
Infinity,
thought.
which apparently
And
has
anyone putting a
infinity
quick draw
number
with her,
pages.
She's matched superheroes like
Right.
Martian Manhunter, who scanned every mind on Earth in a blank instant. Or how about Dr. Fate, whose magic traveled across the universe at the completely immeasurable velocity of God?
Zatanna has fended off countless reality-shattering threats like the Eldritch Upside-Down Man, Primordial Darkness that is evil incarnate, and the Void Beyond Creation, Pralaya.
This shadow goop lady ate all of DC Comics, all of creation, everything. Gods, demons, rabbits, and spandex, everything. And Zatanna's magic was strong enough to hold her back.
And then, after secretly implanting Swamp Thing inside Pralaya, she weaved a spell within him to literally regrow all of reality back in seconds.
Zatanna tricked a
Whoa.
being older than God and then blew her ass up from the inside with a whole new omniverse. Abracadabracadabra.
Such is the almighty power of Zatanna's
Oh, wow,
will.
that's-
Should
I
it
mean,
falter though,
that's
or should her
that's
focus
amazing.
be disrupted, it could all come crashing down like a house of cards. Belief is a fragile thing, after all, and her powers were weakened for a time after she
Yeah,
lost
it
belief
can be.
in herself.
And she's
Why you gotta have
definitely
faith?
got one big weak point. She's a huge daddy's girl.
Despite her amazing career, she has struggled within herself to live up to her father's legacy, especially after his heroic death.
And this MFer has died a lot of times. So Z's therapy can't be cheap, especially after dating John Constantine. Oh, I can just smell the lager and self-loathing from here. No, oh wait, that's me.
Questionable romance aside, Zatanna is a consummate professional raised on one singular principle. The show must go on, and she'll always finish strong
All right.
with a standing ovation.
All right, we're back. We're back. All right, I guess we're not. Okay, we're gonna we're done technically. So I probably will just let that slide. So this death battle was looking very, very difficult to say the least. I don't really know how to pinpoint it. I can't assess magic. It's like honestly like trying to figure out how to set fire to an invisible freaking object. You can't really touch it, like even if it's there. It's crazy. But anyway, I just don't know. But anyway, we're about to find out.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for
Battle.
a death
All right,
battle
nice. Okay.
With magic.
With magic.
Oh, thank you. And for my first trick, step on
Okay.
ta-da!
Like,
You, what sort of two-bit sorceress do you think you are? Two-bit?
ooh.
Perhaps I was being generous.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might wanna hold on.
All part of the show, folks.
Yeah, you getting your.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Oh, dang! Dang! She brought Superman to life.
I'd say this calls for an Avenger.
Avenger. Let's go. Yeah, let's go! Are we getting Superman vs. Hulk? We're getting Superman vs. Hulk. Okay, alright. I like that. I like that. Let's go. Dang, okay. One more. Oh, and Thor! Wow! Are we really gonna be doing this? We're gonna be playing with cards?
The difference between you and I.
Yeah, power might be a little bit.
Well, I think the difference is presentation.
Yeah, presentation.
And I know a trick when I see one.
Oh no! Whoa! What happened? Oh! Yeah, I forgot. She snapped. She can break into reality. She can.
Universes. You can't run forever. Now make like a magician and disappear.
Dang! Don't be crushing universes, y'all. Okay. Oh no! The sound is so fierce. Dang! Oh, whoa!
A disappearing act was the first thing Dad ever taught me. And for my final trick, no more witches.
Oh no! Dang! Did she really kill this girl? Oh.
And
Wow!
that's our show, ladies and germs.
Really? They're gonna call them in germs. Okay,
that's a magic trick that's to
hurtful,
die
but
for.
I mean,
Analyzing
it's
this matchup
creative.
was like
It's
walking on
funny.
a tightrope. It could fall either way at any point.
Because at the end of the day, both these ladies could do basically anything with
Okay.
their magic. All they had to do was think and shit
Right.
would happen. They were totally even. At her peak, Wanda was able to
All right,
threaten
more
the
documents
stability of
showing
all
full power
creation.
could counter
And at
most of
Zatanna's
Zatanna.
best, she was
Similar
able to
power.
hold back Prolaya, who could do the exact
Ooh.
same thing. And despite
more
some
exploitable.
differences, the omniversal cosmologies of Marvel and DC Comics are roughly equivalent in size and scope. All that was left for us to look at was their weaknesses.
While both were as powerful as one another, Wanda needed to tap into the life force to reach that pinnacle, and doing so threatened her sanity.
Let's take a closer
that
look at
I
the
did
events
for-
surrounding House
yeah.
of M, where Wanda's powers were at their maximum.
Despite admitting that she was way stronger, Doctor Strange managed to get the best of Wanda with a cool head and a spell that briefly knocked her out cold.
His wits against her mental instability were enough to turn the tide.
To be clear, this instability definitely wouldn't affect her power.
Right.
She was still strong enough to create a completely new alternate reality and then erase it just as easily. What it would do is leave her open.
Also, take her No More Mutant spell. As insanely powerful as it was to affect the whole of Marvel's creation, it wasn't entirely successful. There was still a tiny portion of Earth's mutant population left unaffected, likely due to interference from Strange and Emma Frost.
Against Zatanna, who is just as strong and not losing her mind, she
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to afford that kind of lapse, even for an instant.
On the other hand, Zatanna has managed to maintain her willpower fighting foes just as strong as the Scarlet Witch, so she didn't have the same kind of exploitable weakness.
And remember, she doesn't actually need to say her spells backwards.
It helps with her concentration, but all her spells come from her mental
Oh.
impulses, just like
Okay.
Wanda. She's consistently pulled off non-verbal spells in the past, even against beings as strong as Prolaya.
In the end, Z definitely had enough experience fighting smart and keeping on her toes to hang with Wanda long enough to get in a finishing blow.
While there were definitely versions of this battle that could have ended with Wanda victorious, Zatanna's cooler head and effortless magic allowed her to prevail.
I guess you could say Wanda never saw it coming, and
Really?
Zatanna knocks him off
Wow.
her.
Okay.
The winner is
Disrespectful.
Zatanna.
So disrespectful. Okay. All right. Oh, JoJo Star. Okay, we're doing JoJo Star versus. Let's go! Jonathan Joestar versus Tanjiro, Demon Slayer. All right, let's go. That's interesting. Okay, so we're doing Tanjiro versus Jonathan Joestar. Okay, curious. I mean, I don't really know much about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure enough because I haven't actually sat and watched the anime, but I've been watching and catching up with Demon Slayer, and it's getting fire. It's getting pretty good. I only watched I watched the English dub. I didn't catch up with the English dub. Anyway, let's talk about this death battle though. So this battle, animation wise, pretty good. I like the little creative aspect of Zatanna when she kind of, folded reality on itself and then kind of went into the Nexus. Because I seen that's probably what they were in. They were in some form of Nexus where the other universes and all that existed. But I'm curious, to what extent, it's like this was kind of a difficult battle. Like I said, I can't really assess magic because there is it is more of a, I think it's more of a base power, more of a this and that, yeah, you can measure it based on physical feats, but you can't really calibrate because it is more of a faith or a thought-based concept, and it really is kind of difficult to assess. Those two were extremely powerful, but I do see that, for Maximoff, she might have had a weakness, but I can't necessarily say that. Again, at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion regarding this death battle. It's not a definitive final argument as to anything else. It's just what it is. So ultimately, though, there were some really creative moments. I love the fact that Zatanna utilized the other characters. It wasn't just their death battle. It was a battle between Superman. It was also, to some degree, it was a battle between Superman and Wonder Woman versus Thor and Hulk, which, those are two relatively very powerful beings in each of their respectable universes. So, it was cool. It was a little appropriate. It was funny, too. I thought it was cool using the cards. Kind of reminded me of, I don't know, how in certain arcades now, you can go and they have, these, I think of Dave & Buster's, they have, a game, an Injustice game, where if you pay, or if you pay for one round and then you win, I guess they'll give you a card. So I have a couple here around here somewhere, but I don't know where. So if you guys are ever interested, I'll show you off one of them. But anyway, that is my reaction to Zatanna versus Scarlet Witch, Marvel versus DC Death Battle. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. I cannot wait for the next Death Battle, which is going to be coming next week. And then wow, that'll be, I'm really curious to see how they deal with that one. I'm gonna head out here. So once again, thank you guys so much for checking this out. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also to make sure to share this with your friends, family, and strangers, because remember, sharing is caring, y'all. And to comment down below what you guys thought. Did you guys think Zatanna should have lost, won, or do you think Roman, do you think Scarlet, or do you guys think it should have been a tie? Because personally, I seen there was an evaluation there, and I thought for a second maybe this would have been a tie, but that's, at the end of the day, like I said, it's up to you to decide. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are, and go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next content of Time God DBZ. Have a fantastic Easter weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Peace and God bless.